Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review, episode number 113. This one being the 114th episode of the anime, X Cards Proxy War. As my tone, this is probably the most dumbest episode I've seen for the series. It's not terrible per se, but my gosh, this is dumb. Okay, we have we have Boruto, Shigadai, and Metal Lee. When was the last time I saw Metal Lee pop up in this series? I mean, last time I could think of was the parent-child day arc. Yeah, that was the last time I could think of that Metal Lee has shown up. Yeah, he was there with his awesome dad. And also we see the return of Shinto. Also for the first time since the parent-child day arc. It's like, we have several characters appearing in this episode who basically last appeared in Parent-Child arc. It's actually one appears like a lot further back than that. Like, oh my gosh, wow. Okay, so they say Boruto sees that his dad is frequently in these cards. Like, there's no card for Shinto. See Shinto pop up? Yeah. And also, Cho Cho shows up. First time since the Parent-Child arc. Sadara for the first time since... I mean, it's only been like 10 episodes since her last physical appearance in the series. Yes, she did kind of appear a couple episodes back in a clip show. Yep, a clip show. Where she was considered to be promoted to Choni. Yep. And okay, so Rylan Shishin doesn't have one. He's upset, so they go to visit Dekai. Yes, last time he showed up in the series was the moment the Mitsuki disappearance arc. That was last time he showed up. I mean, for him, it's been almost like even longer. Like the arc itself wrapped up at episode, I think it was like 92. I think it was. Like my gosh, it has been like 22 episodes since last saw him. He wasn't even there for the parent-child arc. Nope, he was absent for that. Like when we have a contest, figure out who basically takes up this particular spot. And we also have apparently that Mel Lee is upset that his dad is not in this particular thing. So the contest, figure out who goes in. And they basically compete who basically gets in. And of course, Boruto has, well, Iwami make up, well, a statue of Shinto. Now, Iwami was just seen in the last episode, so at least for him, it's not very long. Oh, by the way, what's Sadara and Cho Cho doing this whole period of time? Eating dessert. Yep, they appear at the beginning of the episode, and they appear at the end of the episode. I'm kind of like, okay, you bring back Sadara for the first time in 10 episodes, and you have her do nothing. Same thing with Cho Cho. Absolutely nothing. You have like two guys who do pretty much all the legwork in this episode. Yep, and then eventually, Metal Lee and Boruto get into a brief fight, and they're stopped by Rock Lee and Shinto. They sort of chastise him. Of course, they do praise him for basic and stuff on his behalf. There's a fire, and then, of course, thanks to the statue, Rock Lee kicks thing over there, hit the water, and eventually, also, Shinto just sends his bugs out, like this, and kicks up a little girl, to her down, and then, of course, like, okay, so apparently they're pop left so they can get the cards. Boruto opens up his new pack, kind of the same way the episode begins, and the whole pack is full of Shinto cards. Mel Lee is the same way, filled with his dad's cards. Oh yeah, we also have at the end of the episode, you see Sadara and Cho Cho. It's like, okay, the second round of desserts came out. Okay. Yep. This overall was a pretty pointless episode. I mean, my gosh. The other thing nice about this episode is seeing Rock Lee again. I mean, for him and Cho Cho, like, great they see at least Rock Lee X do something. Cho Cho does nothing. I mean, she shows up, like, the start of the episode, and shows up in the last part of the episode. Sadara, same thing. Great character, and she shows up for, like, a couple brief appearances. Heck, she's got less screen time than Cho Cho does. She's got about the same amount of screen time Cho Cho does. Yes, and what was the whole point of this episode? Getting Shinto and Rock Lee on cards. That's it. Next episode looks interesting because we see a return of a team, Team 25. First time we see this team since the Byakuya gang arc. Yeah, It has been a freaking long time. And we'll finally get characters. We see characters who show up in cameos. Looks like next week's episode might be a development episode for the character who's a fan of Kakashi. I'm looking forward to at least it's better than this. This was not bad per se. It just was complete pointless. Yes, it was a pointless episode. This episode felt like, yeah, it felt like definitely was a filler episode. Last couple episodes didn't feel like filler. This one does. Like, oh my gosh. This basically was nothing. I get the fact that, yes, they're basically dedicated. They like playing this card game. Fine. Do we have to have a whole episode dedicated to this? Not really, no. Like, okay, you want to have an episode that involves missions. Fine. Like, I don't know. Why not spend a day with one of these characters doing something? No. Let's have a freaking battle over a freaking card. I mean, what is this? A ripoff of Yu-Gi-Oh? That's what it seemed like. Yes, this is by far the most boringest episode I've seen in quite some time. I haven't felt this bored watching an episode since the Cho Cho arc. Well, the main arc was kind of interesting because stuff kind of happened. This episode was just kind of bad. Yes. I would say it's the worst standalone episode of the entire series so far. And I've watched every single one before this one. This one is just plain bad. Like, okay, there is a continuity nod to what happened at the beginning of the series where Dekai basically was helping out Meno Lee because, well, his father helped him with ninjutsu. I'm like, okay, fine. But aside from the minor continuity nod, is the real purpose of this episode? No, there really isn't. So the three anime here say the One Piece one was really good. The Dragon Ball was pretty decent for what it was. This one just plain bad. Like, oh my gosh. Next week's episode looks a lot more interesting than this does. And it features a group of characters who we barely see in the series. Yes. But I'm so glad we're focusing on something else. Yeah, I'll probably take a break from this. Yeah. Oh, by the way, in case you ask, like in the comments, does Shigadai do in this episode? He does nothing. Like, my gosh, he's there for a lot of the episode, but he does virtually nothing. Yep, so that's it for this particular review. I was thinking of doing my Attack on Titan review next, but I figured I'll wait a bit for that, but I'm definitely going to do it soon. My next review is going to be a comic corner. Yep, you'll find out what they are soon, okay? Do see you there. Bye.